Welcome to Radio Communication, Chapter 11, Section 3, all about magnetic waves. So here we have radio waves and microwaves can be used to transmit signals and information. You may need to turn up your volume.
I'm just beginning, and there's a long way to go. To Amsterdam Central, and let me just search the shortest way to get there. Devices use GPS for navigation. But how does GPS work? Hey everyone, Global Positioning System, or GPS, uses a network of satellites that are orbiting the Earth. The moment you turn your GPS on, the receiver gets the signal from these satellites about their current time and position. The receiver then calculates its distance from the satellite based on the time taken by the signal to reach you.
Remember, while watching videos, you might want to take a couple of additional notes.
There is some interesting math behind it. Consider a satellite A. Every point that lies at a distance x from A lies on this circle. Similarly, when a device knows its distance from a satellite, it knows that it has to be somewhere on that circle. When it receives signal from another satellite, it knows it has to be on the intersection of the two circles. But which one? So it takes the help of the third one to find its exact location. This is called trilateration. Only in real life, these circles become spheres, and the device takes the signal from even more satellites for better accuracy. These satellites were launched and positioned in such a way that at least 6 of them always lie within the line of sight from almost anywhere on Earth's surface.
The radio spectrum. Each radio station and TV station is assigned a specific frequency for broadcasting. The figure shows the radio spectrum is divided for use by radio, TV, and cell phones. Modulation is the process of adding the signal wave to the carrier wave. The specific frequency of electromagnetic wave that a radio station is assigned is called their carrier wave. Think of an address. The radio station must do more than simply transmit a carrier wave. The station has to send information about the sounds that you are to receive. So there's 2 types of radio. The first one is AM radio. This station broadcasts information by varying the amplitude of the carrier wave as shown here. Carrier wave and amplitude modulation. Your radio detects the variations in amplitude of the carrier wave and produces a changing electric current from these variations. The changing electric current makes the speaker vibrate. AM carrier wave frequencies range from around 540,000 to 1,600,000 hertz. FM radio, which most of you are familiar with, is an electronic signal that's transmitted by varying the frequency of the carrier wave. So you can see the signal looks much different than before for the AM radio. Your radio detects the changes in frequency just like before. Because the strength of the FM waves is kept fixed, FM signals tend to be more clear than AM signals. FM carrier waves range from 88 million to 108 million hertz. So one of the simple ways I look at it is AM radio, the frequency is definitely different on the carrier wave between AM and FM, but this is fluctuating, it modulates, whereas this one is a fixed wave. At the radio station, the modulated wave causes electrons in the antenna to vibrate. The vibrating electrons produce radio waves that travel outward in all directions. Music and words are sent to your radio by radio waves. The metal antenna of your radio detects radio waves. As the electromagnetic wave passes by your radio's antenna, the electrons in the metal vibrate. These vibrating electrons produce a changing electric current that contains the information about the music and words. An amplifier boosts the current and sends it to the speakers, causing them to vibrate. The vibrating speakers create sound waves that travel to your ear. So I kind of think of radio transmission as I did the last chapter, chapter 10, when we talked about sound. How do things get to your ear and how does your brain hear the vibrating sounds? So this is the same as last chapter. It's just expanded a little bit more, and you're getting, say, the prequel of the story. So television and radio transmissions are similar. At the television station, sound and images are changed into electronic signals. These signals are broadcast by carrier waves. Until the 21st century, the audio information was sent by FM radio waves, and the image information was sent by AM radio waves. Digital signals can be either on or off. Signals that vary smoothly with time are called analog signals. Once upon a time, our TVs, our cell phones, everything was on an analog system. TV uses digital signals to modulate the carrier wave. There's two basic types of digital modulation you need to know about. These are amplitude shift keying, ASK, and frequency shift keying, FISK. ASK is similar to AM, and FISK is similar to FM. Telephones. When you speak into a telephone, a microphone converts sound waves into an electric signal. In cell phones, this current is used to create radio waves that are transmitted to and from a microwave tower. A cell phone uses one radio signal for sending information to a tower at a base station. It uses another signal for receiving information from the base station. A transceiver transmits one radio signal and receives another radio signal from a base unit. Cordless telephones work much like cell phones. With the cordless telephone, however, you must be close to the base unit. Pagers, another method of transmitting signals which allows messages to be sent to a small radio receiver. Restaurants use pagers to alert customers when their tables are ready. A caller may also leave a text message or callback number at a central terminal. At the terminal, the message is changed into an electronic signal and transmitted by radio waves. The pager receives all messages that are transmitted in the area at its assigned frequency. However, your pager responds only to messages with its particular identification number, just like a telephone number. Since satellites were first developed, thousands have been launched into Earth's orbit. Communication satellites use solar panels to provide the electrical energy they need to communicate with receivers on Earth. A station broadcasts a high-frequency microwave signal to the satellite. To avoid interference, the frequency broadcast by the satellite is different than the frequency broadcast from Earth. To call someone on a mobile phone, the telephone transmits radio waves directly to a satellite. The satellite relays the signal to a ground station, and the call is passed on to the telephone network. Satellite television is used as an alternative to ground-based transmission. Communication satellites use microwaves rather than longer wavelength radio waves used for normal television broadcasts. Short wavelength microwaves travel more easily through the atmosphere. The ground receiver dishes are rounded to help the microwaves onto an antenna. The Global Positioning System is a system of satellites, ground monitoring stations, and receivers that determine your exact location at or above Earth's surface. These satellites are owned and operated by the United States Department of Defense, but the microwave signals they send out can be used by anyone. Signals from 4 satellites are needed to determine the location of an object using a GPS receiver. Here you will observe the picture that you can see in your book as well as in this video, but this is an actual moving picture. And you can see Earth and how its rotation is working and the different satellites that are up in the atmosphere or in space, okay, and how those work and bounce back.